Morning. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick recap of the last two videos that I did. So I did this drawing showing you guys that how Bitcoin, when it moves in a parabolic phase, the angle gets steeper and steeper and steeper, and this was the last angle, or it appeared to have been the last angle. And then I said, I think it was a day before this break happened actually. So I said that if this breaks, goes below, and then it tries to go up and it fails to go back up above this, I'm going to consider this the top. So this happened and we broke below, we moved sideways, we tried to go above and we failed, and now we've had this breakdown. And also I showed a video. Oh, actually, I also did the same thing with the Nasdaq. Okay, let me just go down. So I bought Nas somewhere down there, and when this broke, this angle broke because it also went steeper. And then when this angle broke, I sold half of my, actually more than half, like about 75%. And then it created this second angle and it broke again. So it appears as though Nasdaq is about to take either sideways or a correction. That's what it looks, at least. All right, so now back to the last video that I did, which was the correlation between Nasdaq, Bitcoin with the DXY. So the DXY has been on a downtrend for a long time, and I said I have an indicator that shows me when the DXY is about to reverse. So let me just show you quickly. So with the DXY, I'm just gonna remove this for now. I'll show you later. What I've done is I've reversed these arrows. Instead of it being at the top, it's at the bottom, and vice versa. You'll see in a moment now. So, but this is when the DXY is overbought, and this is when it's oversold. I know it looks confusing, but there's a reason for that. So when the DXY is overbought, you get these shaded lines and then an arrow, a triangle, and then it crashes. When it's oversold, you get this arrow and then it goes up again, and it's relatively reliable. If you had followed this, you would have caught bottoms, tops using this. And with regards to the stock market or Bitcoin, if you do this, so I'm gonna hide the DXY and then I'm gonna compare it with Bitcoin. You'll see what I meant by the correlation. So with that correlation in mind, you see that this was the bottom of Bitcoin, perfectly aligned, and this was the top of Bitcoin, perfectly aligned. So now we're having these shaded lines again. So what this is my plan. What I've currently done was I've sold about, I think about 40% of my stock portfolio. So I'm still holding about 60%, but I'm sitting 40% cash in my stock portfolio. However, on my crypto portfolio, I'm down to 15% crypto and 85% cash, right? I am hoping, I'm not selling everything as of yet. In fact, I don't think I'll sell everything until I know for certain, but I'm gonna wait for a pullback, hopefully a significant enough pullback where I also get the reverse signal saying that, okay, it's now time to buy. Obviously, I'm not going to wait for that because it doesn't always fire all the time, but I've got other indicators that I use. Let me see. Actually, didn't compare this with the SPY, or let's compare this with the SPY new price scale. Let's see what it does. Look at that. So even with the S&P, perfect bottom. Okay, this was an early top. So you see, this is why you don't sell everything, because you could get an early top. Like the Dixie was saying one thing, but the S&P continued for a while and then it corrected. So there is some correlation there, quite a strong one, but it is a lot stronger with buys. So whenever you get this, it's a perfect time to buy. It's a perfect time to, well, there's always an exception. Yeah, but like it's more correlated with buys than it is with sells. Mainly because, but look at this, had you sold here, you know, mainly because the stock market, the S&P goes up a lot more than it goes down. So these were tops and these were bottoms. Yeah, all right. So sum everything up. I've sold most of my holdings and I'm waiting for a correction. I'm just gonna wait for this indicator to fire off. It's called trend exhaustion. This is what it looks like if you're interested. Trend exhaustion. But I think it's one of those indicators where you have to have a paid account to be able to see. Sharp.